A world-renowned economist was left stunned after realizing President Trump had used his research to justify sweeping global tariffs. But the administration miscalculated the figures. Brent Neiman, an economics professor at the University of Chicago and former Biden-era Treasury official, was puzzled when Trump unveiled a massive tariff plan on 60 countries, calling it Liberation Day. My first question when the White House announced this was, how did they get such huge rates? Neiman wrote in a New York Times op-ed. The answer came quickly. The U.S. Trade Representative's office cited a paper co-authored by Neiman, but misapplied the math. They got it wrong, very wrong, he stated. Trump's baseline 10% tariff started Saturday, hitting almost all U.S. imports except those from Mexico and Canada. Additional tariffs on 57 countries, including China and the EU, will kick in Wednesday. The move sparked global market turmoil. Billionaires like Elon Musk and Bill Ackman publicly urged Trump to reconsider. Neiman explained the error. The administration incorrectly added a 25% rate to his team's formula, making the tariffs roughly 4 times higher than intended. Where does 25% come from? It's not from our work, Neiman clarified. Our findings suggest the tariffs should be a quarter of their current size. He criticized Trump's goal of eliminating trade deficits, calling it misguided. Trade imbalances are natural, Neiman explained. Americans spend more on Sri Lankan clothing than Sri Lankans do on U.S. pharmaceuticals. So what? Countries differ in resources and development levels. Deficits don't prove unfair competition. Quoting Nobel laureate Robert Solow, he likened trade deficits to personal imbalances. I have a chronic deficit with my barber, who buys nothing from me. Neiman warned Trump's tariffs could raise U.S. average rates to their highest level in a century and stated, they're not aligned with the golden rule. Our trading partners don't charge nearly as much in return. He called for the policy to be scrapped or, at minimum, for the administration to divide its results by 4. Meanwhile, European markets saw their worst day since the COVID pandemic, and Japan's Nikkei 225 plunged nearly 8%. Economists now fear a global recession, with U.S. recession odds climbing from 39% to 66% since Trump's announcement, according to Polymarket. In response, EU leaders proposed a 0-0 tariff deal, eliminating tariffs on industrial goods, cars, chemicals, and pharmaceuticals between the U.S. and Europe. The proposal gained backing from Elon Musk, who publicly called for a zero-tariff agreement to create a free trade zone. Kevin O'Leary, of Shark Tank fame, also urged Trump to take the deal, calling it an off-ramp that would benefit the U.S., noting the EU's existing 10% tariff on U.S. vehicles. Volkswagen responded by halting Audi deliveries at U.S. ports. Trump, however, remained defiant. He dismissed any tariff pause, saying, "We can't be the stupid people anymore." He rejected the EU offer, claiming the bloc was formed to harm U.S. trade. They don't take our cars. They don't take our agricultural products. Practically nothing, Trump asserted. He also threatened China with further escalation. After Beijing imposed a 34% tariff on U.S. goods, Trump warned of an additional 50% tariff if China didn't back down by April 8th. If China doesn't withdraw its 34% increase by tomorrow, the U.S. will impose additional 50% tariffs effective April 9th, Trump declared on Truth Social, warning that trade talks with China would also be canceled. Trump's aggressive stance has alarmed some allies. Musk and Ackman voiced their concerns, while Ben Shapiro, a longtime Trump supporter, admitted, Musk is 100% right about this. J.P. Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon warned shareholders that Trump's tariffs could fuel inflation and heighten recession risks. Republican senators proposed legislation to require the president to notify Congress of new tariffs within 48 hours and seek approval within 60 days. Simultaneously, a libertarian group funded by Charles Koch filed a lawsuit challenging Trump's use of the International Emergency Economic Powers Act to impose tariffs. The New Civil Liberties Alliance argued that the president overstepped, claiming the IEEPA was never intended to authorize tariffs. They emphasized that only Congress holds tariff authority and cautioned that Trump's actions could land in the Supreme Court. Trying to rally his base, Trump coined the term panicking, describing opponents as weak and stupid people, and doubled down. The U.S. has a chance to do what should have been done decades ago, he posted. Don't be weak. Don't be stupid. Don't be a pannikin. Be strong, courageous, and patient, and greatness will be the result.
We're going to get fair deals and good deals with every country, and if we don't, we're going to have nothing to do with them. They're not going to be allowed to participate in the United States.